Hey guys, today we're going to be going through day 23, the Observing Self from Dixon's Act book. The previous 2 days in the lesson did talk about the conceptualized self and self as process, so I'm going to kind of roll some of that in just so we're all on a good footing. So what is the observing self? The observing self, you would say this is the self that allows you to look at the world from here and now. It's the self that you've been with your whole life. It's from this observing self that you're able to accept, diffuse, and be in the present moment so you can move more completely towards what you value. To get a better sense of what this is, I want us all to do something. I want us all to point to I. So I have it up on the board, not this I, but I. Everyone just take a moment, point to I. Now, if you look around the room, I want you to see where everyone is probably pointing. But what is that? Are you pointing to your chest, your shirt, your sternum, the bones inside you, your heart? What is I? Because you are not your shirt, you are not your chest. So what are you pointing at? With that in mind, I want us all to, to do act. We're gonna act. So everyone take a deep breath in and close your eyes as you exhale. Sit in a comfortable position if you're not already. Now, while we're sitting there comfortable with our eyes closed, if you don't feel comfortable having your eyes closed, you can pick a spot in the room and focus your gaze there. But I want you to just think about a time when you were happy from your memory. Think about a time when you were little and happy. Notice that was you there and then, but you're also here and now. Let's move to a different time in your life. Maybe think about, when you got accepted into SIU. Notice that when you got that acceptance letter, that was you. You were there and then, but you're also here and now. Let's go through one more part in your life. Take a moment and find a time when maybe you had some hardships. Notice that you were there then. Picture it like you're looking at a movie. Notice that you're also here and now watching that movie. Can you all get a sense of looking out of the world from your eyes at each of these times we've gone through? Seeing how that was still you there and then. Your body was different. Your thoughts were different. Your feelings were different. Your sensations were different. But you were still there and then. And you are here and now. Let's think about a time more closer. Think to just breakfast this morning. Let's try and connect with a sense of looking out from yourself then. See yourself as you're watching yourself eat your breakfast, pick up the spoon, maybe you drop something on the floor, all those things. But at the same time, I want you to contact that same you that's watching yourself eat breakfast as also being here right now. Okay, everyone take some time. You can open your eyes. I know what you thought of when you guys were happy. I definitely thought of my kids. So I want us to take a few moments. I want you to draw yourself in the morning before school. Take some time, get some pencils, paper, draw what that might have looked like. What were you doing? Were you getting ready? Were you slamming on the alarm clock, not trying to wake up? It's a quick sketch. Stick figures are fine. You don't need, Van Gogh style swirls. Again, this should be very quick. Give us like another 15 or so seconds. Okay, everyone's got something on the paper? Awesome. Now, with that drawing that you just made, I want you to also draw yourself looking in the window at yourself before school. I know this may seem weird, especially if you were in the shower before school, but try it anyhow. Might have been eating some breakfast, some pancakes. Maybe you were slamming that alarm clock, the alarm clock was yelling at you. If it was yelling at you, just draw yourself outside of the window, looking back in on yourself. Notice how you are there in your morning scenario, doing what you did then, but you can also be here and now, observing yourself, almost like as if through a window. I'll end this with a little extra stuff that kind of helps, might be good for other little kids to help wrap their heads around this. It's a metaphor of the bowl. So I'll just go into that. So as you went through observing self-exercise, you might have noticed this little sense of, yes, you are there and then, and you are here and now. And whatever that you is that is watching there, then, here, and now, it's not changing. That's you. You've been you your whole life. It's kind of like you're a bowl. We all take a few moments, think of a bowl. How many uses are there for a bowl? You can put ice cream in it, chili, the cereal like you had maybe for breakfast this morning. Maybe you wear it like a hat. Those are all things you do with your bowl. This would be like the processing part. You're not the bowl, or those aren't the bowl though. Maybe the bowl, can sit on the shelf. It can be used for dinner, breakfast, lunch. Those are all content or conceptualized things for the bowl, but they are not the bowl themselves. That you that's observing and can see yourself there and then and here and now, you're like the bowl. You hold all the things that contain your life. You are a student. You're going to be a BCBA. You were a kid. That wasn't you though, because you were there and then, and you are here and now. Those are just roles you were at the time. You were just doing an observing self-exercise. You were just drawing. But are you drawing? No, those are just things that you do. That was the observing self exercise. That goes very well into, once you get that down, combining it with some of the earlier parts in the book. You need some acceptance piece to show up in there, some of that present moment stuff. Present moment kind of got worked into it anyway. We took time to stop, breathe, notice there and then, here and now. And other different ways you can add in stuff, whether it's like through the window looking at yourself. Now, since Avengers Infinity War, I know Dr. Pingo likes to use the scene in Doctor Strange where he gets pushed out of his body. So if you have a team that's really into Avengers, you could totally use that metaphor as well. Or like Iron Man in his suit, you can use that, right? So a lot of different ways you can highlight the observing self that never changes, and the content and the processes in the life that do change constantly. Hope you all enjoyed that. Hope that maybe clarified self as context for everyone. I hope you all did great with your presentations. Enjoy the rest of your day.